Harry Hill.
Yes,
It's
Matt.
5 minutes with you. And before we start...
It reminds me of the Morrissey song, Just 5 minutes with you, I wouldn't say no. People said you were easily led, but I'd not. Or something like that, yes.
Are you happy to be here with me?
Well, listen, I've got a bit of tonsillitis. You saw me, I just threw out a Strepsil before the interview started. So there are other places that, you know, are attractive.
Like
no,
that.
it's great to meet you, because I think we had some immediate connection.
Very, 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 very vague. Here we go. But I do want to know, are you Harry Hill?
Has it started yet? Sorry, has it started?
Are you going to be Harry Hill, or Harry Hill, Harry Hill?
Well, I always try to be Harry Hill, but it's difficult to maintain it often.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to put the battery in. And please, I should say, would you count us down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Okay. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How
And you're off.
did you move from being Matthew Hall, the doctor, to Harry Hill, the comedian?
Well, there is a conversion course. There's a 3-month conversion course where you can change from being a doctor to a comedian.
Did you find that hard?
Well, it was difficult, but I was so excited about it that it wasn't difficult. You know, in the theory, it's very hard, and it took me a couple of years, you know, before I couldn't live off the money I made. You know, I didn't make any money, basically, or, you know, couldn't make a living as a comedian. But it was so exciting that it didn't seem difficult.
When you're at home, are you Matthew Hall or Harry Hill?
Mind your own business.
What's it like being Harry Hill?
What's it like being Harry Hill? I don't know, really. You know, I don't go out much, to be honest. I mean, a lot of kids like the TV show that I used to do called TV Burp, and so that's odd. You know, I get a lot of letters from 9-year-old boys, or if I'm in, you know, well, I say Asda. I don't really go to Asda now. More Waitrose. They, you know, they might come up to me and stare at me, or
Are you able to watch television normally?
no.
You still...
That's the great tragedy of my life, that I'm no longer able to watch and enjoy TV as a normal person, because I see it as work, and I start spotting things. So, you know, so I've given up that show now. I don't do it anymore, but I'm still sitting there watching X Factor at the weekends, and I say to my wife, "Oh yes, you see that face in the background," or "Wouldn't it be funny if?" And she will laugh, and the children will laugh. Our children, this is. And that's enough for me now.
What's your favourite genre of TV?
Pass. I don't know. I don't think well,
Do you like TV?
I do like, I think TV, I grew up in a village in Kent, right? And that was the window on the outside world, and there was nothing going on in the village. There were things going on in the village, there were jumble sales and fates and stuff like that, but TV, you know, I used to watch... you know, like when alternative comedy started, the young ones, things like that, you thought, oh wow, you know, not the 9 o'clock news, those sort of shows. Top of the Pops. This was the kind of the adventure to get to London, you know. Let's try and get to London. So, you know, I think TV is a really powerful medium, and it's the most, you know, direct way of communicating with people. So I think I love the form of TV. I don't, you know, and what you can say about the TV these days is there's a lot of different stuff. So there's a lot of rubbish, but there's a lot of really good stuff as well. So it's difficult to say that there's ever been a golden age.
I'm going to try and squeeze in lots more questions. A favourite TV show ever?
I always go back to Bruce Forsyth's Generation Game.
Tell me the difference for you between performing on television, presenting a show, and doing live stand-up. You've got another tour coming up. You haven't done a tour for a long time.
I haven't done a stand-up tour because I've been so greedy with the TV. You know, I just did it for so long that I could never really fit in a tour. And the difference basically is that when you're doing stand-up, you're in charge. As Bruce used to say, I'm in charge. Whereas with TV, the whole thing has to be filtered. So you write a joke. From the moment of writing a joke for TV, Burp, you explain it to the producer, you explain it to the person who's got to make the prop. You know, then you go through the process of rehearsing. You do you do the gag on the night, gets a laugh, doesn't get a laugh, whatever. You know, it's a long process. Whereas if I have a joke, think of a joke this morning and I've got a gig in the evening, I can just try it out. And no one says, I don't think you should do that joke, it's not very funny. So it's a great freedom of stand-up.
Did you write all the jokes on TV Burp, or did you have a team?
No, there were 5 of us. We all contributed. I mean, I wrote the script, so that's why it sounded like me. But there were 5 of us who used to watch TV. So it was more of a kind of a process where they would say, look at this funny clip, you could do this. And I'd write that down. And I think, oh, well, and when I came to write the script, I think, could do that, or maybe I could do this, or, you know, I would change it or develop it, I think. But sometimes they would come in with fully formed jokes and I'd just do those. And obviously those were the great days.
There were props in TV Burp. Will you be using props in the talk?
Yeah, we've got a whole load of... I've got my son Gary from my first marriage, who you may recognise as used to play Alan Sugar in TV Burp.
And let's just explain to viewers, a real son or not
Viewer.
a real son? A real son?
You have to find out. I think of him as my real son. We worked so closely together for so long.
Quickly tell me, outside of comedy, what do you do?
I paint. My hobby is painting, oil painting.
How good are you at oil painting, Harry?
And maybe not as good as Rolf Harris.
And that, Harry Hill, is 5 minutes. Thank you
Seemed
very
longer.
much. I'm not sure that's a good thing. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Matt.